Selves, yes. This is the beginning, so this is the beginning of river meditation, isn't it? And the idea of river meditation is, the kind of clues in the word, rivers flow, isn't it? Rivers flow, right?
My name Jordan.
The River Jordan, woo!
Okay.
But the clues in the word, isn't it? Rivers flow. So that's why we call it river meditation. It's allowing everything just to flow. But so as we're walking at this and during river meditation, we have to remind ourselves certain things. And when I say ourself, I mean the ego, I mean the character that is driving this body. Because for most of us, our minds are either so far advanced, like so far ahead, that our body's constantly trying to follow along. Or with some of us, we are living in the past, like broken records, living in regret. And in both these scenarios, the being is not being present. So that's why during river meditation, the ego or the character must remind itself certain things. It needs to remind itself that, wait a minute, what am I doing right now? So what it does is we start referring to our senses. So the first sense that you might want to become aware of is how it feels right now on this ground. I really feel how firm this ground is. And become aware that this ground that you're stepping on is on a massive body that is immovable. That is immovable by us. So meaning this ground is always going to be there. It's a constant. So right there, that should have your mind have a little bit of rest, a bit of peace. Like, okay, that's reassurance that this ground is not going to move away from me. So as you're doing this, as you become aware of this, you start becoming present with this ground. Become one with this ground. Acknowledge it. And right there, that's the present moment. So that's one example. And that's just a little example, isn't it? But let's say now, let's become aware of the sound that we can hear. So right now, as we are walking, we can hear the gravel scraping and scrapping underneath our feet, the rustling of these dry autumn leaves. Obviously, you can hear the sound of my voice. You can also hear the plane that just went past. For some of you who are really keen now, you can probably hear a siren that's going off about 10 miles away. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm talking about, isn't it? So that's a sense of sound. And if we become aware of what we're hearing right now, once again, it brings us back to the present moment. Let's go to the sense of smell. Some of you might notice that as we're walking and as our feet drape or scratch along the surface, some of it is like this wet morning dew is lifted from the ground. There's a smell of musky leaves, of this autumn leaves that has fallen from the trees. The wet soil. So that's a sense of sound. So if you guys remind yourselves this when you're practicing river meditation, immediately you are reminded of the present moment. And if we practice this daily, this is something that we could use in our everyday life. It helps us to be more grounded, more centered, more present, rather than just being stuck in the confines of our imagination, worry and all these kind of things. Whereas there, you become a part of the chaos. But when you become present, you become the eye of the storm. So ladies and gentlemen, just look at me quickly. So let our feet move across the ground like this. Okay, really imagine your feet like kind of moving across the ground like this. And allowing the rest of the body to reflect this. Meaning not to stamp your feet. If we stamp our feet, that means our knees are locked. So if you let your toes really hug the ground and push off the ground, allow the rest of the body to reflect this. What might help is now become aware of your of what we describe as your pelvis, or the saddle of your body. Find the saddle of your body and just rest in the saddle of your body. That means just to loosen up, soften your knees. Soften your knees. Take a seat in your body. Take a seat in your body. And the moment you do that, you start realizing that, I need to slow the pace down a bit now. Yeah, so far we've been talking about senses, but right now what I'm describing to you is becoming aware of the body you are inside at the moment. This vehicle that we are using to move and interact in this world. Okay, so we have softened our knees, we have taken a seat in our own saddle. Really feel now and become aware, is there anywhere in your body that you're holding on to? Sounds like a weird question, isn't it? But man, you need to ask yourself this quite often. Look inside, do a body scan. Is there somewhere that I'm holding on to? And I'll give you an example, isn't it? Sometimes when I'm feeling a bit of anxiety, I might not notice it, but if I take some time, I might notice that there's some kind of weird butterfly feeling I have in my stomach. And I wouldn't have noticed that unless I've taken some time to scan my own body. And if I look at this butterfly feeling, I promise you it's because somewhere along the line, I haven't been allowing my body to breathe properly. And a knot starts forming in that region of that abdomen. And from that, other things start, it's like a domino effect, to the point where eventually what I register is the symptoms of anxiety. But prior to this, there was all these other things that was happening that I was not being aware of. So once again, everyone, just have a little scan. Is there something am I holding on to? Just let it go. It's literally that easy. Just say, do you know what, I'm just going to let it go. It's like a state of not giving a fudge. You know, just let it go. Meaning to soften the shoulders. Hey, brother Anton. Soften the shoulders. Allow your arms to swing like you don't care. Yeah. Just walk like you got nothing to prove. You know, there's no need for a facade here. There's no judgment. There's no race. Yeah, so during river meditation, it's all about really allowing your body or yourself just to freely express itself without having any constraints, you know, any anticipation or needing to impress anyone, especially yourself. And the more we practice this, we eventually start becoming in a state of meditation. I know we are in a class now. I know we're in a workshop, so you guys are listening to me. But I'm just helping you to hopefully be able to practice this in your own time. Because when you practice this in your own time, that's when it becomes your meditation. Just to give yourself some time alone, just to walk. And this is river meditation. Was eventually, as you walk into nature like this, just by yourself, you know, listening to the sound of nature, feeling nature, smelling nature, eventually, slowly but surely, you are going to want to stand still for a moment. And that is when it starts becoming lotus meditation. In the beginning, it's river meditation, eventually it becomes lotus meditation. But today we are at a Qigong class, so in a few moments' time, when I feel that our collective essence is more in sync, we will find a spot and I will start to show you some movements, some Qigong movements. I hope to remind you how to conduct yourself while we're doing these movements. And then hopefully, whatever you remember, try to practice in your own time. Because when you practice in your own time, that's when it becomes personal to you. That is when you start developing a relationship with your own vehicle, with your vessel, with your instrument, with your tool, with your body. I like to call my body my temple. You could call your body a unicorn, giraffe, the Batmobile, whatever you want to call it. It's your vehicle. Yeah, it's your vehicle. So I'd like to invite everyone now, please take a gentle breath through your nostrils, have a sigh. Just sigh. I mean, in your own time again, when you take a breath in through your nostrils, really seek within your own being something that you might be holding on to, and just sigh it out. That's it. And in your own time again, take a gentle breath in through your nostrils. And I promise you, it will find whatever it is that you've been holding on to, and just sigh it out. Just sigh. And as you sigh, as you allow your body to express, because remember, when we're exhaling, that's a form of expression. allow your body to express itself. So again, everyone, take a gentle breath in through your nostrils. And as the breath exhales, allow your body to express itself. And you see this simple exercise, the more you do this, the easier it is to empty the cup. Because a lot of us hold on to a lot of things throughout our life and it becomes full all the time. Good. Okay, I'm going to stand here. Everyone find your spot. Find where you want to stand and face me, wherever you want, wherever feels comfortable. Yeah? So let's still imagine we're still walking.